some people are just confused. They are like, okay, here's the thing that I want to talk about. It's specifically about S rank, how to do S rank. What do you need to know before you can S rank? All right. Okay. First of all, if you really want to S rank a map, okay, there are a few things you preferably you should know before you attempt an S rank. All right. Number one, anybody who's going to S rank, right? I will focus on your personality first. All right. Number one for me is your determination, your grit. Okay. If you don't have that, you can forget about it. Seriously, that is the number one requirement. Okay. Number two, you have to be flexible. What do I mean by flexible? All right. Sometimes game plan changes. Sometimes in certain situation, you are forced to adapt to that situation in that time. Okay. So don't try to be rigid. Okay. For example, like okay, if you're playing alone, it does happen. Okay. If you're playing alone, maybe on that day you don't feel so well. You are heading up a hallway and you see a suspect. If you're not confident in taking the shot, all right, there are many other ways to approach that suspect. You don't have to charge head on. If there's an option to go around the back, if there's an option to kite the suspect, yes, actually you can kite the suspect, but it's very dangerous. Okay, you can lure them and let the AI shoot. Hopefully the AI responds in fast enough. Unlike my yesterday, or is it recently? Just a recent video on the Twisted Nerve raid, the AI responded so miserably slow. The suspect was in front of me already. Okay, things like that. You have to be flexible, adapt to the situation, and sometimes you are even required to change your game plan. If you're playing solo, this may not be it's a heavy thing. Alright, but if you're playing co-op with human beings, with people, with friends, maybe certain people are better at using mirror gun because they are better at communicating. Certain people have better reflex, so they go in and then bam bam bam. Alright, maybe so yeah, you have to adapt to the team. Okay. If you don't even know your team and you expect them to like go like let's raid, let's go for S rank on Port Haken raid, you are going to waste a lot of time and effort. Seriously, because you don't know your team capabilities. Yes, you can trust them, but you need to tell your team somehow that it's a bit of thing what you're expecting on them. What is the game plan? Game plan is very, very important. At least for me, at least it gives a sense of direction, a sense of idea, like how are we going to approach the game. Okay, which entry, where, depending on the situation as well. All right. I've been in games where people are so adamant. Is that the word? So stubborn. They say we are going to stick with plan A no matter what. Plan A, even though there's 5 suspects in the room, we're going to stick in front. We're going to clear this room. All right. I don't care if you don't have stingers, you don't have flash, you don't have mirror. We're going to clear this room. We're going to clear this room. And when they clear the room, bam! Oh, everybody got shot. And stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah, need to be a bit flexible. All right. So, determination, being flexible, and third, just like what I mentioned, third would be your game plan. But in order to have your game plan, you will need to understand the map layout. Before you can come up with the game plan, you need to know the map layout. You need to know roughly how many suspects, what are the dangers at certain spots or certain sections, what are the consideration. Then you can equip your gears, your utilities, like do you need like 2 mirrormen, or do you need 2 shield, or no need shield, or you're going with C2 or no C2 and stuff like that. Okay, so these three are my requirement for anybody who want to S rank with me. It doesn't matter if you're slow, you're fast, or you feel you're not good at shooters. No, I don't care about all this. Okay, these three. Okay, I can provide you the game plan. Okay, but what I need you to do is to communicate with your team. All right, be flexible and have the determination to do it. Okay, I'm going to put in the fourth one. The fourth one may be ridiculous. Okay, but it is ridiculous. All right. If you're playing alone like me with the bots, no issue. But if you're going to play with 5 human beings, and you're going to have an entry plan of like a 2 entry plan, one team consists of 3 person going on the left, another team consists of 2 person going right. Okay, just like in the recent yesterday's stream I mentioned, keep it radio silent. Okay, so that you can hear footsteps and you can communicate with your team or communicate with the other team. Okay, if somebody's going blah 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 blah, how are you going to hear footsteps? How is the other team going to communicate? How are you going to communicate with the other team? Okay, he's going blah 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 blah. It's nonsense, ridiculous. All right, keep it radio silent. You have to try to manage it to keep it radio silent. Of course, if you see suspect, you just tell the team suspect. Or if you're trying to talk to someone, because you have different teams, call out their name like Vin, suspect in front of me. At least the other side of the team, if they are going, I don't know, like charging on things, they will be standby. Okay, for me personally, if I'm, yeah, doesn't matter if it's a S rank or public game, right? If I see another team is going in from another entry point, I will always check the head cam. Yes, I will always check the head cam. I will always observe what is going on. Okay, I will wait for the other team to go into the room, clear out everything, and when they stop making noise, I'll tell them, guys and girls, I'm going to clear this room. Okay, because if you don't do that, imagine if the other team storms in the room, and you go in as well. The whole radio chatter, the host, at least the host or the person who's, or your lead, your judge, he'll be in a confused state. He'll be like wondering, what in the world is going on? All right, yeah. So at the very least, try to communicate. Yeah. Now I'm not putting communicate inside this this requirement, because if you want to play radio or not, you have to communicate. That is a core requirement. Alright. For me, if you want to do S rank, number 1, determination. Number 2, wait, what was number 2? I'll be flexible. Okay. Number 3, game plan. Number 4, your radio chatter, keep it silent. Okay. If you want to blah 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 and play Counter-Strike, fine, go ahead. Nobody cares. Okay. In a game where communication, you're trying to play tactically, it is important. Alright. So those are my tips. Okay, the four things anybody that want to S rank. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're slow, you're not good at shooter, what? No, that's nonsense. Don't worry about it. I, as the lead, I who want to S rank this map, I am responsible to come up with a game plan. Okay. Along the way you can learn. No worries. I won't be mad at you or anything. No. Because the AI here still needs a lot of work. Okay? Don't worry. You have to learn from mistakes and gain experience. Roughly there are certain points in map, and stuff like that. Yeah. It happens, and sometimes, most of the time, I won't say most of the time, but there are times that you get unlucky, like you mirror the room and there's like, oh crap, there's like 3 suspects, all aiming at the door, and this is the only entry. What can we do? You can sting, you can grenade, and then hopefully everything goes well. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the suspect doesn't get grenade. Sometimes another suspect come out from another room to investigate the noise, the grenade, and start shooting at you guys and girls. Or sometimes friendly fire happen, crossfire, people, yeah, that's another thing. That I categorize all that under game plan. For me, another thing I feel it's silly, having to see 5 person charging through one single door into a single room. It's ridiculous. Come on. At least, for me, I prefer 1 person. If you're not confident, okay, bring in 2 person. That's the max. Alright? Okay. I've seen so many times in a twisted nerve, right? Like 5 person trying to go into one small hallway that leads into three rooms. Ridiculous. Imagine if suddenly each in this room, there was each room has a suspect. If each of them were to open the room, all 5 of the SWAT officers will be dead there or get injured. I mean, come on. This is not Counter-Strike, You can't have teams of 10 forcing your way into the tunnel. Ridiculous. Alright, so yeah, that's just my a bit of rant. So let's try to do this. Honestly, I'll try to keep this stream chill.